Peace, love, and light, y'all. What's up, man? Whew. All right. First time speaking today. What I do gotta say is, dang, today, was woke up a little later. Our sleep pattern is on a different pattern, I guess, some other people's quote unquote time frame. But here's the deal. Since I post T-Fast, one thing I did notice is that access to clarity as far as when it comes to thinking, improved thinking. As far as visualization, visualization leads to creation, So that was the benefit of it. And another benefit of it, people don't talk about that almost as a skill, just so valuable. And I was just thinking to myself too, because I had to, like I said, since I woke out later, I didn't really get to meditate for an hour. Even though I did get distracted by this device, and it's very, fulfilling. But it was because I had to take him out, my dog. I think it was so later in the day, and he's used to going out at a certain quote unquote time. So he was crying, and he had to go to the potty. So I had to go take him. And being when I took him, I had some thinking, and as I had some thinking, and as I came back inside, it's to the realization, I came and I said, something like to the point where I was just thinking, ideas, getting a bunch of downloads, and it's just whatever. And it was just like, I couldn't, I said I couldn't sell myself because my soul was so valuable. I couldn't sell my soul because my soul is so valuable. This is why these soulless people want you so bad, so much. Because they don't have souls. Think it's such as dead souls. And because they realize the ability where we reached in our lives, we can look at people and see them as dead souls. We can see the dead. We can see in their posture. You don't walk straight up. Just now I see somebody across. I said, that person don't think very highly of themselves. Can't even walk with their head up. You looking forward, what the hell? You can't look forward. And it too, and just knowing that you can look in people's eyes and see they dead. There's been a series of times where I've looked and just looked at people. I said, they look evil. They look evil. Others may try to mesh it or try to blush it because they're okay with the evilness. Or, I was going to say they don't know, but a lot of times they know of their negative habits. It's just they try to downplay them. They try to make you okay with it. But you got to realize that you have a soul. Because I have been recruited by the soulless. It was for an MLM group. And, the MLM, the person who was recruiting me, he's a narcissist. But the thing is, he took advantage of the fact that I was going through narcissistic parents. He took advantage in order to try to swindle me or grow into this group. And I do know, contacting me, sending these videos, these contents, or whatever, in online meetings. Never really yet once describing what the business was as much. Had me reading books because he knew I was already a book reader. That's one of the things too to get you. But I'm already reading the books. The most books I read in a year was like 52, 53. At the very minimum, 52. So, book reading is That's just me. For me, I don't speed read because I was reading for speed that year. But I read to get knowledge base. So if I'm right now, I'm reading a book, How to Be a 3% Man. I'm on my 10th read with that. On my 10th read, I'm reading to know. So here's the deal. But he had me reading books since I was a book reader and whatnot. And since that occurred, and then I was going to the meetings, and then one of the things about the meetings, he told me I need to wear a suit and tie, dress up, because people really spent, a lot of their earnings, whatever, so you need to go there. So then while he actually came to physically pick me up, another thing, he went physically pick me up for my job, but a day he told me to have someone call off to substitute at my job. Why would I go there to pick me up at my job? Wasn't that weird? Anyways, but so he drove us there, and it turns out the meeting, whatever, it turns out he was running it. He was the one speaking. I noticed as he was speaking, stuff we talked about over the phone, like he said marriage. I guess he was precursing me for what was going to be his speech, but I didn't know that when he said meet some people in public, or in the group, whatever, physically. He said this. He said, "Oh." He said marriage is at 50%. The divorce. I said no. It's at the 60%. It's at the 60%. Because really, I'm the one who brought up marriage. Marriage is because people get divorced and all this. And he said, well, people don't realize that marriage is a covenant. They don't understand. He started getting real religious, and it was just like, whoa there. And as I noticed, he always tried to bring God and all this stuff. I'm like, whoa. That stuff is rather invasive. People want to enforce their religions on you. Like, that's really invasive. I mean, some people in society do that a lot, but it's like, even people always want to talk about God so much. That's another thing. But, so then, I do know that. And it's kind of like the science too was what was sent to me. Like, what I noticed was like, when we were out to eat, we went to Panera. He was talking about, he was asking like a series of questions. That was supposed to be like, interviewing, like talking about something. But but it turns out it was like an interview. So he asked a series of questions. What are the pardon me, y'all. It was like, it's heck. It was just coming back. I was outside and it's freezing. So, that's why the tropical man needs to be in a tropical continent, tropical climate. So as I left off is that, one of the things that struck to me is that when we were out, dang, I gotta do that. We went out. Was I said that he said one of the things that makes you stand out, and I said, well, I'm a living product of that. I'm a living embodiment of that. And I showed him I have my feather. It's my carbon colored feather. I was like, this is my culture, so that you are an Indian certified. I know myself. And he said as he had disbelief in it. Like, he couldn't believe it. Like, I'm not black. I mean, he said black. I say, you say I'm black. What color is my skin? He said, say you're black. Name a country or continent with the name black. He had no leg to stand on. He wanted the denial, but he just couldn't say such. One of the things he said, but my wife, she is a quarter Cherokee. She is a Cherokee Indian Cherokee. She's half Cherokee or something. I said, Eric, I said, okay. What she look like? Did she look like me? He said, well, she does get darker. She does get darker than something else. So what the frick? The guy asked a simple question. Did she look like me? And that always strike me as like, yo, what the frick? Because original inhabitants look like me. Anywhere you go across the globe, original inhabitants are resemble the land. What color is the land? Brown, the same color as the soil. They resemble the nature. You dig what I'm saying? Copper colored look, especially here in Americas. So, just with that, it was just like, yeah. And I explained that to him too, and he was just like, well, she does get dark. And it's just like, what the frick? It didn't even make sense. Anyways, and what happened was, next was, now when he's going over, now I'm there physically, the group, and it turns out it was at like a hotel or whatever, and I would wear a black shirt, but I just didn't wear ties. And he's like, because you're not dressed up, because, you're not dressed up, I'm going to have you sit in the back. We're going to have you sit in the back, because some people, they paid pretty much, they did a lot to get this stuff they got on, whatever. So I'm going to sit in the back. Is that okay? I'm like, I said, okay. And I'm just thinking about something like, it's his group. And he's taking me as his group, as his organization. Like, who am I to say that? When I thought it was something else, but it was just like, it's his thing. It's his thing.